All right, so I am going to show you guys how to sketch your image on your canvas. All right, so by now you have picked your image that you're going to paint for your landscape painting. You could have taken it from the folder in Schoology. That was one of those reference images that I supplied you. If you can print it out at your house, that would be great. If you can't, you can just pull it up on your laptop or your computer or wherever you're working. It's really up to you. So, but then you have your canvas either by me or you've gone out and got one. And so when you look at your image either on the screen or when you print it out, you want to look at it. My image is kind of more of a square. You may have one that is more horizontal or landscape. So then you have to think about how you're going to position your canvas. You know, is it going to be landscape or horizontal, going widthwise, or do you need to have it vertical? I'm going to keep mine vertical because this is more of a square. It could work either way, but I feel like it's going to fit better vertically or portrait. All right, so basically I'm going to sketch out the shapes of my image. I'm going to try and fit this on here so you guys can see everything. Maybe we'll do something like that. All right, so I'm going to use a pencil, and I don't want to press super hard, but I might have to press harder than I usually would so that you guys can see my lines. I need to hold this so that it's not in the way. So like I had said in my tutorial video about talking about how, maybe there's buildings on this that I don't want to include. Maybe I only want to include 2 or 1. Again, you can delete those when you're sketching this out. Or maybe I only want 1 tree. It's really up to you. So through the middle of or kind of more towards the bottom part of my painting is this brick wall. So then I'm going to come over here, and it's I find the middle of my canvas. But then I don't, here's the middle of my canvas, but then I want my brick wall to kind of be a little bit lower. Oh dear, I'm going to have to press darker than I actually ever would, and that's okay. So this is just going to be simple shapes of all of what's going on. Here's kind of this bush. It's just going to be a loose shape. Maybe I'm going to pick out this guy down here. He's near the bottom. And again, it's just a really loose shape. My paint is going to really actually make it happen. I'm not going to worry about these little things down here because, again, that's going to be my paint that's going to tell me this is not working for me right now. I have this down here, so I'm going to put this in. Just this loose placement of this stuff. There's kind of a darker shape here. I'm not going to do the details of my brick wall right now because that's going to happen when I do my painting with my colors. But I do want to definitely get the angle of it correct. All right, so then I have these plants that are coming above the wall. There's 3 different main ones. So I'm kind of making them be 3 different colors. Another shape. So I'm trying to pick out these main shapes of these plants. All right, so now I'm going to start sketching in my buildings and where they go. So I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to go ahead and include all of my buildings just so you can see. And if you mess up with your sketch, you can erase on the canvas. And again, my reference is right here next to me. I'm looking back and forth at it the entire time. because that's where I'm getting all my information. Your sketch doesn't have to be like 100% solid exact, you know, because it's going to change when we actually put the paint down. Because when we start painting, it's going to be like I'm going to be drawing with my paintbrush. So things are going to change then, definitely. This is just so that we have an idea of where all this is, so that you have something on your canvas, so you're not like super nervous to actually like throw the paint down. Then I have these mountains in the back. I don't know if you can see. Then I have these tall trees. And as you paint, or as you're drawing, you know, it may not fit exactly on your canvas how it is in your image. That's okay. Maybe you lose stuff on the sides. That's okay. See, I didn't get as much mountain over here. That's okay. You know, I have my main stuff that's going on. I have my wall. Here's another bush over here to the side. And maybe I'll do just a really light line for my cloud. I don't really have to do that, but I'm just kind of doing that because for you guys. And that only took me a few minutes. See how it's just really loose, light. I don't know if you can see that line. My bushes, my wall, this main bush here, the grass, all of this down here is going to be painted. I don't need to like worry about all that. If you have individual flowers like this one, you may want to like put shapes for them, you know, but don't feel like it has to be the exact amount. Okay, it's going to change, it's going to move. But if I were sketching this one, I probably would do like here, let's pretend I'm on my canvas. Here is my canvas, and yeah, here's like some of these shapes or the loose placement of these flowers. Okay, you kind of do want to do that a little bit, and then the stem so that you kind of have an idea. If you were to draw this one, you wouldn't really need to draw anything in the water. Obviously, you would have to draw this bridge and the line here dividing the water from the land, obviously, but all of this is going to come through with paint. You may want to like draw this shape like as a guide, be like, okay, there's going to be a highlight here in the water. So you may want to like do something like that. But really all this stuff is going to come through with the paint, and you would definitely want to like put a loose line for this, probably sketch out a loose sketch of the buildings, another loose line for this, and then you have everything else. You know, if you choose one of these, yes, there will be more sketching to this. You'll have to sketch your building in and look at how the perspective of the building is going down a little bit, the angles. So you may want to like make sure you put your pencil up against it and like bring that angled into your canvas. You know, you'll want to sketch your windows and sketch the window panes, obviously. Sketch the awning, the doors. Maybe you take out those two tables and maybe you just sketch this table. Maybe you take out those plants and maybe just do this plant. Again, there's an angle that's probably going to be happening on the sidewalk or the street, so you want to definitely pay attention to that. And here's just another landscape. Again, it would kind of be similar to what I just did. These are like shapes of colors, so I would kind of like try to sketch just these shapes so that I have a placement of where these shapes are going to be and where it's going to change color. You know, and then there would be my buildings and my trees. I would just do a simple shapes for those, and my mountains, just a simple line back there, and then a big shape for like this here, and then another line shape for that. Okay, so that is basically the sketch for your landscape painting.